200 people better at basketball than Draymond Green. I'm talking about basketball, skill set of basketball. I can name 200 people that I think are better at basketball than you. That's people. I dumbed it down to power forwards, right? I dumbed it down to just power forwards. People that are really good at basketball, man. Like all around, they do things more than just score. They play basketball. Their skill set is that, like, they really, if that is a word, kicked in, and this is where we are with this situation, right? So here is Kenyon's power forward list of
Mount Rushmore.
Mount.
50 Mount.
Yeah, this buck, this 50, right? So let's go down this. So watch this. So we got Giannis, Anthony Davis, Dirk, Charles Barkley, Kevin Garnett, Tim Duncan, Dennis Rodman, Karl Malone, Chris Webber, Amari Stoudemire, Chris Bosh, Rasheed Wallace, Pau Gasol, Elton Brand, Antoine Jameson, Zach Randolph, Carlos Boozer, David West, Jermaine O'Neal, Sean Kemp, Derek Coleman, Clifford Robinson, Danny Manning, Larry Johnson, Vin Baker, LaMarcus Aldridge, Blake Griffin, Kevin Love, Sharif Abdul-Rahim, Al Jefferson, Drew Gooden, Josh Smith, Tim Thomas, Antoine Walker, Lamar Odom, Jason Williams, Horace Grant, Otis Thorpe, Paul Millsap, Juwan Howard, David Lee, Joe Smith, Al Harrington, Rashard Lewis, Brian Grant, Tom Chambers, Kevin McHale, Nene, and for shits and giggles, you ain't better than Popeye Jones, Bo Outlaw, Reggie Evans. Just for shits and giggles. Just because I like what they did for their team. I like what they did for their team. This list, and I got Kirk Thomas, P.J. Brown, Dale Davis, Antonio Davis. Hey, I can go on and on with this, man. Oh,
with that,
and multiple times. Kenyon Martin was born in Saginaw, Michigan, born and raised in Saginaw. So the constant shots has been a little confusing to me because I don't quite know where they came from. And you think, someone that was a number one pick that didn't quite have the career that I've had when you talk defensive player of the year or 9 all defensive teams that I have, and he has 0. 1 all-star? Make no mistake about it. You are an all-star. I'll give you that. A lot of people can't say they're an all-star, so I'll give you that. You're a one-time all-star. That's beautiful. But you must admit, like, to be the player that you were and defender that you believed you were and to not have, like, a single all-defensive second team, it's kind of an underachievement. Number one pick in the draft. A lot of people look for that guy to win Rookie of the Year. Didn't. All-rookie team, though. First team all-rookie. I can't say I made any all-rookie team, so kudos. I tip my hat to that. It started off promising. Lost in a couple NBA finals. He got to sniff it. Didn't quite get a taste, but got a little sniff of it. In 2000, playing for the Cincinnati Bearcats. Unfortunately, he wasn't able to see that championship through either. My big brother, Mateen Cleaves, went and took that championship. So it's tough to sit in a space of, like, continuing to speak on my name and call my name out as if I underachieved or am underachieving when I was just simply the 35th pick in the NBA draft and somebody took a swing on in the second round and it just happened to work out, to become one of the greatest players in the franchise history. It just happened to work out.
I'm out, man.
So I'm back. So I got to talk about this Kenyon Martin and Draymond Green situation. Yeah, the back and forth been going on for probably like a week or two now. I've been hearing about it, and then got heated. Y'all seen the clips in the beginning, so I want to touch on it and give my thoughts. Cause as y'all know, well, if y'all don't know, I am not a Draymond Green fan. I've been saying this for the longest, so you already know where I'm leaning towards in this debate. I always said that Draymond Green was a product of being at the right place at the right time, Steph Curry and Clay and KD carrying them and everything. But before I get into that, I want to talk about Okay, so like they said, how the beef started. So they asked Kenyon Martin because we know that he known as a tough guy. Back in the 2000s, he was kind of known as an enforcer, like somebody you didn't want to play with. So he do fall in that mold that Draymond Green kind of get associated with. So he said his opinion that he don't think that Draymond Green is a true enforcer and everything like that. Then Draymond Green responded and said that he an underachiever. Then Kenyon Martin named 400 power force that's or 200 power force that's better than him. And then Draymond responded saying that his resume and his career was better than his. And then Kenyon Martin and Nick Young got into it, which is retarded. So let's go step by step. Now, is Draymond Green the enforcer? The To me in this day and era, yes, it's hard to say that he not. Because the one thing that I will give Draymond Green is that he was perfect for the Warriors because nobody would have took the Warriors serious without him. You look at Steph and Clay, the two baby face, mixed like well, Steph not mixed, but light skin dudes like they look soft. So Draymond Green did give them that edge that they needed. The only one that you kind of had to fear, the one that would stand up and defend his teammates that every team need, the Charles Oakleys and uh who else? Can't even think off the top of my head. But every team need that Matt Barnes, like enforcer type of Ron Artest, like them type of players who bring the toughness to the team and the other team know if you mess with the star player, this player gonna check you or whatever. So Draymond Green did bring that. So I wouldn't say that Draymond Green not an enforcer now. I think Kenyon Martin point was would he be an enforcer back in his era, and that's kind of Kenyon Martin think is that Draymond Green couldn't play in his era; he can only play in this era. So there's some truth to that because Draymond Green's style of play do fit this era. Break a big man bringing the ball up the court and screening and shooting threes and all of that type of stuff. Versus back in Kenyon and Martin day and age, it was more back to the basket, like posting up. And you getting post up, and it was true big men. You had Shaq, you had Tim Duncan, KG, Dirk. Like he said, like it was way more better big men than there is now. Even though today's age, of course, you got Giannis and then you got Joker and B had a little moment, but we know that the big man is kind of a lost art besides maybe Giannis when it comes to really, being in a post and posting people up. Joker do post people up, but Joker kind of do a little bit of everything. And then we know Embiid was really a true center that can shoot, but he really never stayed injured, healthy. The same for Zion, the same for Anthony Davis. So it's like all the big men of this era really haven't been able to stay healthy. So of course we know that, Martin came from the era, like a harder era when it was, true big men and stuff like that. And then I think I said Shaq too on top of it. So we know Draymond not guarding Shaq. I don't even think Draymond could really work with Tim Duncan. Now I meant to look up the stats of when Draymond have to guard Jokic and Giannis, what the stats is. I know one time they claim he locked up Jokic, but I doubt that he's truly, locking up Giannis and Jokic. So it's kind of debatable on that end. Now when he said he wouldn't survive in this era, I do believe that because I believe that Draymond couldn't play for any other team but the Warriors. I am one of them people that believe that it was the perfect team for him and the perfect situation for him, and his skill set fits what the Warriors need, setting screens and playing, breaking the ball up, letting Steph and Clay play off ball and being the enforcer that they need. It kind of was a perfect situation for him. What it says, Jokic is averaging 18, 9, and 6 against Draymond. So that's pretty good for going against Jokic. That's not bad. Let me see about Giannis. Uh, Giannis averages 19, 7, and 4 in 13 games. So he holding them both under 20. So it's not like he dominate, like they dominated him. But I am somebody that feels like Draymond is perfect for the Warriors, and no other team really, really could he have excelled as much as he has with the Warriors. Now, getting into Draymond saying that Kenyon Martin is an underachiever and he's an overachiever. I mean, that is technically true. Even though I'm not a Draymond fan, he was a second round pick. He shouldn't even have made a team. And he have, excelled. Like they say, he is going to be a Hall of Famer, Defensive Player of the Year. So he have overachieved. Did Kenyon Martin underachieve? It depends on what you look at. Because with the number one pick is always supposed to be like one of the best players, an all-star, superstar type player. Um, like one of the best players anytime you're the number one pick, but we know that's kind of unrealistic. Kenyon kind of fall in the middle. Like he's not a bust. Like you can't say that he a bust. Like he said when he went to two finals, led a team in scoring, was an all-star, and he was like you see, he had two major knee surgeries that he had to come back from. And he went to I think a conference finals with the Nuggets. I think when they lost to the Lakers and Kobe with Iverson and Carmelo, I think he was on that team. So, he did have some playoff success. He did make an all-star despite being injury prone. So you want to look at him like a bust. Like you can't say that he a bust. So I mean, and to say that he underachieved, like that's kind of debatable. Like he wasn't a superstar, like you kind of expect the number one to pick to be. But like he said, he did lead the team in scoring, help his two teams get to the finals, and lost to two great teams that I don't think that Draymond or even the Warriors might have beat with the Lakers and the Spurs. Two of the greatest dynasties of all time. So he had to go against Kobe and Shaq and Tim Duncan and Parker. So it's like, yeah, that's kind of, it's kind of debatable if he's an underachiever. So I kind of let that go. Now the 200 power forward thing, of course, like you said, for shits and giggles. So he said that he admit that he was kind of over exaggerating, but like you said, a lot on that list is over Draymond. Like a lot of players on that list, I would take over Draymond, despite Draymond having a better career. Because like they said, it's the difference between having a better resume and being a better player than when it's close. Because like you can do like a Jerry Rice versus Randy Moss. We know Jerry Rice is considered the GOAT because he has a better resume than Randy Moss do. He has more rings, and all of the records and stuff. But most people would say that Randy Moss is a better individual player. Like, take away the team and the stats and everything, which one is better? And then got a situation like LeBron and Kobe to where like they accomplishments are similar, but a lot of people feel like Kobe game is better, even though LeBron might have like a slightly better resume than he do. Then you got situations to where, let's say like like to where a person resume is way better than this person, but this person is way better as a player. Like let's say Tracy McGrady versus Draymond Green. Like most people will say that Tracy McGrady is a way better player than Draymond Green, or you could take like a Dirk versus Tim Duncan. Some people might even feel like Dirk is a way better. No, I can't even say that because of defense. So no, Tim Duncan is better. But y'all get what I mean is that it's always that debate on individual player versus resume. Like this player is better than this player, but this person have a better resume. So I understand it from that standpoint, and that's what Kenyon is talking about, individual players. And a lot of people is better than Draymond as individual players. Like I'm taking Rasheed Wallace over Draymond for sure, for sure. I'm taking uh, it's a lot. Chris Bosh, like you said, it was. I'm taking Kevin Love over Draymond Green. Like when it comes to rebounding, Draymond. I mean, Kevin Love was a 13 to 15 rebounds per game player when he was with Minnesota and led the league in rebounds, and he was getting 20 some points a game. And he got you good 4 or 5 assists. Like he's a way better player than Draymond Green is. Draymond Green is basically Derek Fisher. And that's what I compare to, or Robert Ory or something like that, to where Like he should be in the same lane as Derek Fisher because Derek Fisher had 5 rings, but he was always the third best player or fourth best player. And it's kind of crazy that we don't look at Derek Fisher like that, even though you could say, well, Draymond Green got all these NBA defensive teams and the defensive player of the year. That's where the box, like I said, I don't think that he deserves it. I don't think he deserves all that because I never like the defense just always been overrated to me. Like it just they kind of crowned him on defense because of his intensity and like how hard he plays. So they kind of just give it to him. But we seen with Rudy Gobert getting all of these defensive player of the year awards that it's kind of screwed. Like it's kind of it's kind of you know it, it's kind of biased, kind of like Kenyon Martin said that them things kind of is in a certain way kind of biased, and they just give it to them kind of off the team success because how they look at it is that the Warriors wasn't known as a great defensive team or having great defensive players, so they like we got to get a credit to somebody for their success. It's not all offense. So Draymond Green is their best defensive player, even though Clay was known as a good defensive player in his prime. So I feel like they kind of give it to him. But I ain't gonna say 8. Like you can't say 8 or 9. How many ever he got is all undeserving. Like of course he probably deserved at least 4 or 5 of them. So I'm not gonna take that from him. His what he brings to the game. He is a unique player. I'll give him that. But it's just that. Like tonight, he had 2 points. I betted on him to score 5 points because now FanDuel got it to where you can bet on people only scoring 5 points. And he almost was the one that messed up my parlay. If the Raptors didn't lose, because the Raptors should have beat the Hornets because they was heavy favorites. So that messed up my parlay. But I had everything else right besides Draymond Green scoring 2 points. I mean, scoring 5 points because he only scored 2. And this was a 24-layer parlay that I had. So I had 23 things right. And the Raptors should have won against Charlotte. That's the upset. So Draymond Green almost messed up my parlay because he only scored 2 points. And because I'm thinking with all of this going on, Draymond would be coming out hard trying to at least get 10. But the Warriors did win, and I don't think Steph played. So that's even more reason. But it is what it is. My main problem with Draymond is that he's not a good rebounder, and the Warriors always suck when it comes to rebounding historically, and that's been some of their biggest problems when it came to the seasons of them losing. They could never rebound. Besides when they had Looney in, because Looney was a good rebounder. But outside of and JaVale McGee for a short term, that was a true center. But like Draymond can't get you 10 rebounds that I would want and expect from my big man. He's such a streaky shooter. He can barely get 10 points. So it's just like, and he undersized. So it's just like, he just don't fit the mold of being a great player. Then we've seen what happened when he had to carry the team by himself. He played terrible and faked the injury, I think, because suddenly after like 20 games and the worst was sucking, then all of a sudden he got injured. So we know that he can't, carry a team at all. He's limited all around offensively. So, and this is the biggest point. I should have run this up, and I'm gonna end it with this. My biggest problem with Draymond that's ignored because some people always say, "Oh, the Warriors wouldn't have won without him." You got to give him credit. My thing is this: Draymond has gotten rid of 2 teammates, and That's what get forgotten, and why I don't like Draymond, and that Draymond should get least respect. He part of the reason why KD going and Jordan Poole going. So like we can never forget that. No other player in NBA history has ran off 2 teammates like that and punched a teammate on camera. We know Michael Jordan punches Steve Kerr, but we know Draymond's track record, and that's what also Draymond's problem is that it's one thing to be an enforcer, like I said, Ron Artest and Charles Oakley, Kenyon Martin, and Zach Randolph. These people was enforcers, but you never heard of them putting their hands and running teammates off like how Draymond did, and just having an entire history of doing cheap shots and, stepping on players and just doing a bunch of BS. Like Draymond didn't overdid it to the point to where, like, like you can't really respect it. Punching your teammate, like calling KD a B when he the best player on the team. How dare you talk to KD and say we won without you? Like y'all won 1 ring and y'all blew a 3-1 lead without him. That's what you forgetting. Like you won 1 championship, and like they said, that's one of the least championships because y'all know I don't like LeBron, but it's truthful. Kyrie and Kevin Love was out, and y'all still went to 6 games. Kyrie and Kevin Love play, and then y'all end up losing. So it's safe to say that y'all only got that one ring because LeBron was playing by himself. And then y'all needed KD to get two more. So to say that we won without you is BS. And then the other ring, that was strictly Steph. I watched I think it was 2022. Steph carried y'all the entire playoffs. Clay was even slipping, but then you even had Wiggins and Jordan Poole who was doing more than you was. So it's just like, come on now, Draymond Green, like you barely Derek Fisher. Like I kind of give Derek Fisher more credit for the rings than you get in Robert Ory because they hit clutch shots. What clutch shots have you hit? Like in the playoffs and the finals, like what clutch shots have like what I can't think of a game winning shot that Draymond Green hit in the playoffs or the finals. Like I can think of Derek Fisher 0.2 seconds or Derek Fisher hitting a clutch three against Orlando in the finals. We know about all Robert Ory clutch shots, like the shot against the Pistons in the finals. Like, come on now. So that's just my thoughts on the situation. Like it is what it is. It kind of got blew out of proportion. And like I said, I get Nick Young defending, he cool or whatever, but Nick Young, come on now. Like you ain't even like you beneath even Draymond is. But that's another subject and for another day. But that's just my thoughts. Like it is true, like Draymond can't escape that. And that's the problem is that Draymond is never gonna be able to escape the simple fact of like you're not a great player, and most of your success always gonna be tied to Steph Curry and Klay Thompson. Like it just is what it is. Like there's no way to really get around that. Like you a Hall of Famer, you did overachieve. I give him his credit. He made a lot of money. He, going to the Hall, like you said, he did technically overachieve and had a great career. But don't get it messed up and think that you somebody you not. Then last night forget the fact that you ran two teammates off, and Jordan Poole was looking like the future, averaging, I think he was averaging 20 or almost 20 off the bench, and we know what KD is. KD might have left anyway, but we know that just made it worse. Like when that happened, I knew KD was leaving, and I'm out.